How you guys doing? I'm blessed, you're blessed, God bless us. Today we're going to be talking about moving on. Because if you clicked on this video, you probably understand that we can't hold on to everything. Everything comes and goes, and eventually we're going to have to let go. Eventually we're going to realize that we can't attach ourselves to that thing. For example, you probably had past tense, you probably had that dream girl of your dreams, but guess what? She's no longer in your hands anymore. She's probably going off with some other guy, and that's fair enough. But you had her. And you wish you could have it, but now you can't and you don't know what to do with your emotions. Or for example, a friend group. You were so buddy with these friends, by the way, but then when they left you, when you left them, now you're empty. You don't know how to respond, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to move on, how to go further in life. Or traumatic experiences. Experiences which hold us back, not physically, or maybe physically, but even mentally. They trap us back and we regress in progression. We don't know where we're going and we don't know what we're doing. So that's what I'm going to be helping with today. I'm going to be telling you how to get rid of those negative emotions that bind you and to move on from those situations. Without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. But before that, let me tell you my story. Hopefully to no one's surprise, I actually had a girlfriend. You know, I use my own tips if you guys haven't realized. That's why I'm actually like so successful. But yeah, I had a girlfriend and I can't say anything negative about her. Because I won't, and because there isn't something to say negative about her. She was beautiful, she had a beautiful soul, she was a follower of Christ. One tip, like this is completely separate from the video. If you're going to go for a girl that loves Jesus, that loves God. That's a woman of God. W-O-G, WOG. Not mug, WOG. That's just my number one tip, but like, yeah. Sidetracked. What I was doing with this girl, of course, I absolutely loved her, but what I was doing wrong is I wasn't thinking with my mind. I was thinking with my heart. You know how I said like heart on your sleeve? No, I gave 100% of my feelings into this girl. You shouldn't do that. This caused me to think about her so much often that I was thinking about her when I was working out, when I was watching a show, when I was, well, don't watch that many shows, but when I was revising. I have my GCSEs in 14 days and I was thinking of this girl over and over and over again. She was stuck in my head. Why is that? Because I kept on thinking about her, not with my thoughts, not with my cognition, not with my mind, but with my heart. I gave her 100% of my feelings. And to no one's surprise, she's not in my life anymore. And of course, it's good for her. I hope she moves on. I hope she has a good life. I hope she finds someone that can love her better than I did. But let's be honest, I'm the best lover. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm trying to get you to understand from this point is, stop thinking with your heart. This heart has feelings, and of course, feelings are necessary for humans. That's what me and you use to communicate so we can understand each other, not only with our words, but how we show or present ourselves, how we manifest ourselves, you know? Not manifest like magic. No, I don't believe in that. You guys do. That's your fault. When you let feelings be a main factor in the equation, when you let feelings be the main moving point for your relationship, your whole foundation that you built up will crumble. Imagine, this is your foundation. It's heavy. You built yourself. You had a working out routine. You had a YouTube video making routine. You had a job. You have blah, blah, blah. You have this many things. But slightly, when your feelings are this much, everything underneath doesn't matter because they will take over and suppress your foundation. This is because a man that has feelings and that lets his feelings take over his entire body is a failed man. Is a man that's not going to make it in life because feelings fluctuate. You can't depend on them. I'm sure me and you know that you can't depend on one time I'm feeling happy, then I'm feeling sad, then I'm feeling disgusted, then I'm feeling annoyed, then I'm feeling this, then I'm feeling that. Feelings are not permanent. They never will be, and they're not meant to be. When you let your feelings take control of the situation, you make the worst decisions ever. Some of you guys might have clicked on this video because, for example, you probably texted that girl when you were at 11 p.m. at the midnight hours when you were desperate, like, oh, can we get back together? You're a bum. I didn't say it though. Well, you heard me say it, but I didn't say it. When you let feelings send hormones to the entire body that completely can change your future. If you let this one feeling of sadness, this one feeling of anger, this one feeling of evilness, for example, if you let it take over your body, that can affect your life permanently. So you might be thinking, what's the solution? What can I do so I don't let these feelings take over, so I don't make the worst decisions in my life? The best decision you can make is emotional detachment. And no, this isn't some Mr. Serious guy. Let me go over it. To emotionally detach yourself, it means that first, I see the situation. Okay, like me and this girl, we broke up. What am I going to do about it? Your brain, and your brain's really fast for this, your brain will send emotions to think sad. What I'm not going to do is act out those emotions. What I'm going to do is first think. It's crazy, right? We're going to think before we act on those emotions. Thinking and detaching yourself from this emotion allows you to think logically, to act out logically in the best way possible. If I am sad, angry, upset about something, whatever it is, think. Think in that present moment and think, what's the best way to go about this? When you do this process, it allows you to not only understand the situation, but to also understand yourself. Because sometimes we try to rush at situations and we don't think with our heads, we think with our feelings. And as you know, feelings dissipate. Feelings come and go, and that's not something you want to rely on. You want to rely on something steady. So instead of using your heart, you're going to use your brain. You're going to look at the situation and you're going to first exhale all the negativity, inhale all the positivity. When you do this process, you find the main source of your unhappiness, of your miserableness, and then you find the best alternative to the situation. So instead of crying like, a little weak man, we are going to instead find an alternative to the situation, and I'll find my happiness in someone else. Because if we're being honest, if you're finding your happiness and your joy in only this girl or this boy, I have quick news to say. Your life is boring. You have nothing else to do and there's nothing else you can do. You have to detach yourself. You have to make sure that your feelings aren't you. You are not your feelings. You never will be your feelings, but they're definitely a part of you. A part you want to embrace, a part you want to keep on bringing out to others so people know that it's a rare quality of you, but it's not you. Hope you understand that. But thing is, people don't do this well. People don't detach their emotions well. People do this on either extremes, which is emotional fusion. People make sure that 100% of the thinking is basically led by feelings, or the even most likely worst extreme, dissociation, when there's no feelings at all. You don't want to do either of these. Both of these are a problem, because dissociation is when you completely show no feelings, and it's not stoicism. That's completely different. When you show no feelings at all, that's not what you're supposed to do. Feelings are something we display to other people, because most times, let's get a bit scientifical. Scientifical? What? Scientifical. Let's keep it like that. Your brain takes in so much information every single day. That's why your brain doesn't rely on the information taking task, but it uses the feelings as well in order to take in that information. If you don't show emotion, your brain is confused. It takes more energy to take in this information, right? That's not the only problem. Another problem is that you're bland to other people. Then you find yourself being more and more miserable because you're not actually taking this problem head on. I was wondering my thing was recording. Instead of handling it like a human, you're handling it like a robot, and your body's not used to that. So don't be doing that. Another reason why you shouldn't be emotional fusion. That's what we're not going to do. Again, sorry, my bad. Emotional fusion is making sure those feelings completely lead your life. Don't do that. Because when you make your feelings lead your life, again, bad decisions come from bad feelings, or feelings that come from unstable places. If I'm feeling angry, I feel like knocking someone out, and I didn't emotionally detach myself from these feelings, again, I'm going to kill someone. Let's be honest. I'm going to kill someone. God forbid, I don't want to kill anybody, but I'm just saying, someone's going to die because instead of thinking about it, instead of exhaling the negativity and inhaling the positivity, I instead decided to think with my feelings. That feeling of anger is going to go to even more anger, and eventually, if you're sympathetic, if you're a human, it's going to go to sadness. You know why? Because you killed a man, a woman, a child, whoever you killed. Because you thought with your emotions and not your brain. No, because you thought with your emotions and not your brain, you impulsively acted out and took someone's life. That can generally happen when you embrace these decisions, embrace these feelings. So what I'm trying to say is, if you find a perfect balance between these two, you find basically emotional detachment, the best way to do it, which is to find out first the situation at hand, then the emotion in your brain, then you think about the emotion and take it out on. Let's say, for a different example, you lost your job. It's a sad example, let's be honest, but just in case, you lost your job. Most people, and that's like most people on this earth, which is like a bit embarrassing, or not embarrassing because it happens. People are humans, I understand. Most people would tend to cry, throw a fit, argue, completely shout their heads off, and many irresponsible things that have to do with feelings. What other people, which is a very few amount, do, they see that they lost their job. They see that they don't have the opportunity to get the money. What they're going to do, instead of crying, is understand the situation and going to get another job. And I'm not saying it's easy. Of course, that's a hard decision to do. That's a hard thing to do. It takes time. I understand. But that's an example. Because when you surrender you surrender yourself to feelings instead of cognition, you make poor decisions, which in the end, you're not going to get your job in the end. You're not going to get it back. Emotional detachment is to understand that things come and go. It's to understand that, okay, I give this up. I completely throw this away to understand that something else will come in this way. When I lost my girlfriend, she didn't die all my days. No, let me just say it in the proper way. When my girlfriend broke up with me, I accepted that. First, I took in that feeling. I could feel sadness, or I could feel an opportunity coming for me to do something better. Now, instead of thinking negatively, I can make more YouTube videos. I can revise way more often. I don't have to think about something wearing me down. I'm not saying she was wearing me down, but still. When you take it from that perspective, you're able to do more. You're able to progress more. You're able to do more in life and to do more in your situation, instead of sitting there like a little baby. In all totalness, that's basically what I wanted to say. This is not the end of the video yet, but like and subscribe. If you weren't listening, and instead of using your brain, you're using your heart, your feelings, the main aim is to make sure that you make a distinction between your feelings and yourself, because these two are not the same. They're in similar nature, sure, but they're not the same, because you can still be you without your emotions. But if you tried to be vice versa and showed your emotions without being you, that's not being authentic. If you watch Carl Jung, blah blah blah. That's all I'm trying to say. Make sure to like and subscribe. Because of GCSEs, quick reminder, I'm doing GCSEs. Because of GCSEs, I might not be able to make as many videos, and that's a problem, but it happens. So again, like, subscribe, and end the video. Peace.